you for having me. It
Not at
is
all.
one
It's
in
a
the morning
pleasure.
where I'm at in Seattle, USA. So I
Good.
apologize for being a little bit sleepy, but I'm with the Transformational Travel Council, I've been really inspired by all of these presentations today. And I want to recognize that I have this sense that everyone is searching for bold and brave action. And what I'm going to share with you today is, that is sourced in our ability to feel, our ability to tap into emotions. And that is where happiness lives. And happiness, being a noble, sometimes clumsy pursuit, also can provide such amazing gifts and opportunities to stretch, grow, and learn. I'm going to share a passage that is relevant to what we're discussing today from the Transformational Travel Journal. Willa Cather wrote in the south of France, "One cannot divine nor forecast the conditions that'll make happiness. One only stumbles upon them by chance in a lucky hour at the world's end somewhere, and holds fast to those days as if to fortune and fame." Now, at the Transformational Travel Council, we agree with that. Happiness is something that happens on its own, but we also believe it's something that can be actively pursued, that it is an outcome. Just like any emotion that we may have, it is something that can be a practice. It can be something that can be improved upon. Just like we have practices around yoga and meditation, travel can also be a practice that yields the results that we seek. Much of us in today's travel space, we have turned to travel as a place for entertainment, for entitlement, and expectations. And we've also lost touch with those feelings of being alive, those feelings of being happy. We've often turned to travel, like we do other aspects of our lives, as a form of escape, as a form of avoidance and addiction. And we travel like we do, we numb ourselves. And we really need to be focusing on traveling to heal and grow and stretch into new ways of being and engaging with the world. That whole spectrum of emotions that we feel, sometimes that's happiness, but typically when it is happiness, it's something that we've worked for, that is also come from struggle, from suffering, from overcoming obstacles. Those are the pathways to happiness. And often that involves looking within, as Louise shared with us. It is bringing forth what is often unconscious, and unexamined with us. So that is that process of accessing happiness. An example of that is with a group of friends, group of friends of mine. We put intention into climbing Kilimanjaro together. The mountain meant more to us that day. And when we reached the summit, we were overcome with emotion. We shaked and we shivered as we encountered our own soul and the soul of the world in that moment. And we cried. And I've never been happier. And I think those are the moments that we seek. And those are the moments, that organizations, in the travel space, destinations, should really striving to create the conditions for. And at the Transformational Travel Council, we've identified patterns. We've identified and put together this rich and accessible base of knowledge, tools, practices, and resources to really help travelers and organizations, experience designers, and destinations create those conditions for happiness and all the other emotions that we get from travel. Now, I mentioned that could potentially solve the problems. We need behavior change. We need impact. And I want to remind everybody, but in that space of feeling alive is when we have clarity, when we have flow, and when we open up to new sense of courage and confidence that leads to behavior change. And with behavior change, we start to find more compassion, more stewardship with us. We're better versions of ourselves, and we learn to travel and live more mindfully together. So I encourage, as we welcome in this new dawn in travel, for us to all look within as an industry and create the conditions for change, because it's in those moments of clarity that we become a better version of ourselves, and we open up to the true potential and possibility of travel. And that leads us to a path of individual and collective change. I'll leave you with that. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Wow, what a moving presentation. Thank you so much, Jake. That was really, really very insightful. Thank you. Thank you, Jake.